We've all seen it. A healthy-looking person pulls into a disabled parking space and runs into a building just for a minute. For a person with a disability, taking that one spot can mean you can't get out of your vehicle. 8 on Your Side's Jeff Patterson joins us now. And Jeff, you found people who really need these spots, and then you even found one guy who felt pretty entitled to use them.
Yeah, entitled is a good word for this. You know, this story has a lot of different elements to it. There are those people who need it and those people who have impairments that aren't visible, and they're tired of being yelled at for parking in a spot that they legitimately need. There are also people who need the spaces and can't get into them. And that one guy we found who thinks he has a right to use the spot because he's just going to be a minute.
Fourth grader Tessa Hausdorff was born at just 25 weeks and has a few health issues, including cerebral palsy. To help her get around, her mother obtained a disabled parking permit.
She has braces on both of her legs. She tires very easy. She can't walk long distances. So having the handicap, the spot and the pass is essential for her.
But at her school, some parents seem to think it's okay to park in disabled spots when picking up or dropping off their healthy children.
They know that they don't have a tag. They know they're not supposed to be there, but apparently because they're not going to be there for too long, they think it's okay. Some of them actually outright just park there until their kids come out.
And as we were talking, one man did just that.
Because you may have a very, very valid reason. But do you have a handicap placard?
I do not.
You do not. So
Yeah.
why are you parked in this space?
I got to go get my daughter for flu shot. School's right at the end.
Yeah, but you don't have a handicap placard.
Thank you.
So why
At that point, he angrily shoves my hand. Then, for good measure, comes around the front of his truck, makes an obscene gesture to us, and moves the truck. After picking up his young daughter, he yelled an obscenity at us with his young daughter in the car. But this man isn't alone. The former mayor of Davenport, Florida, was caught in the act on video doing the same thing at City Hall. She's not disabled.
And she committed it right at City Hall. I think it's arrogance. She thought she was mayor and she was above the law.
Sherry Wilson sees it all the time.
It impacts us. You know, we want to be out in the community and be included as well. And, you know, for the 4 spots that we do get in a spot, it makes it difficult when people take advantage of it and use it when they're not supposed to.
Even at her favorite mall.
We literally have to go down by the dumpsters.
Ben Ritter is a disabled retired Marine who has heard the "I'll just be a minute" excuse many times.
But meanwhile, somebody who needs that parking space can't use it.
But it's not just taking up a spot. Those striped lanes next to the disabled parking spaces have a purpose, and people frequently park in them or leave a shopping cart there.
So there could be a spot available, but if you're parking in the grid or the access aisle, I can't let my lift out.
State Senator Gary Farmer has seen people who have permits but are not entitled to them. So he's proposing some changes to the law. To prevent people from abusing disabled parking permits, he wants to have a fine for using an expired permit, make it a crime to not use it if it isn't yours, and put a picture ID on all that are issued.
It gives law enforcement the ability to quickly verify if the person using the permit is in fact handicapped.
Ben Ritter, the man you just saw in the story, is a retired Marine and a strong advocate for disabled issues. He is leading an effort to have some enforcement on this issue tied to a public education campaign so that people know about the problems they create when they take up a space for just a minute.
Well, and I think it's hard because people pull up, they see empty handicap spots, and they think, oh, there are plenty, but it just takes a second for someone to need it and you to be in that spot.
And I will never leave a grocery cart in one of those lanes again.
You know what? I move them every time I see them, but I've had family members in wheelchairs, so
There you
I
go.
had a special awareness of it. Nice story. Thank you.